Oh, blessed morning. Documentation, self-expression. The divine masculine energy is bleeding over big time today. For me, at least, I can feel it tremendously. And there's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of frustration. And there's the sadness, too. And I'm feeling it. And, I'm just not pushing anything away. Not anymore. It needs to come out one way or another, and I just want to honor it. It clearly goes up and down. Yesterday was a little more up, even though there were still tears. And oh yes, I cry off camera as well. I don't just record anytime I'm crying. There's just a lot of crying, which is a great thing. It's a powerful catharsis. It is a visceral, physical release of emotion. That's what it's there for. So I'm here in support of crying and all of that. And I don't know why I'm recording this. I just feel some need to express some things that I kind of felt and came to the realization of this morning, and I'm probably gonna cry also, and I can feel the inclination to apologize for that. I'm not sorry. Nobody should ever be sorry. Number one, for feeling emotion, and number two, for expressing it in whatever way it comes out. Certainly not crying, which is the most natural and healthiest form of that release. That's like being sorry for going to the bathroom. No, don't do that, please. I mean, go to the bathroom. Don't apologize for it. But just, sitting in the energy. Played an open mic last night, and it was awesome. And my ex came. I invited her, and she came to support me, and had a good time. We had a good time, and it was nice. And it was just feeling this morning. I endeavor not to think, but if it's a balance, right? If there's too much trying, then that's just, if I'm trying not to think, then I'm trying too hard. It's too much resistance. The point is to just flow and allow. And so I let myself have thoughts without letting the thoughts have me. That's my goal. But feelings were flowing this morning, and I was observing them and realizing that so she's going on this trucking adventure, and then right after that, in August, she's going to the UK for a little while, for like a week on a vacation, and she's gonna meet this girl that she had been talking to for a long time. And God, the way your voice changes when you're crying is pretty hilarious. But I was just realizing that she was the reason, the kind of the tipping point. She'd been talking to this girl, and I'm not saying any of this as a judgment on her. I want to make that clear. I don't blame her for anything. I believe everything happened the way it happened for a reason. And I fully take responsibility for my role in it. And but basically, she had been talking to, just, having kind of pen pals, but online, chatting with people in across the world for a while before we broke up. And one of them was this girl. And then, she broke up with me. She had said to me, "I don't think you love me anymore," which is whatever. I thought that I did, and I definitely do. And, but my understanding of love has changed. And a part of that, I feel like that's been a big part of what this whole experience has been about, was we're being called to love on a higher octave. Yeah, we loved each other, and we still do, but humanity as a whole is being called to love in a different way. We were practicing a lower vibration of love, of that emotion, when it's the highest, purest form of energy that exists. We weren't practicing it unconditionally, and that's what humanity is being called to do. But anyway, she had broken up with me, and I was still fighting it, and hoping that we might get back together. And I remember I had listened to some Abraham Hicks, that was about relationships and how you're not supposed to miss a person, that when people come and when they go, that's the way it's supposed to be. And that, of course, nothing is ever gone. Nothing is ever actually lost. There's always, everything is connected. It's just the illusion of this level of this dimension of reality that makes it seem otherwise. But Abraham was suggesting, if you are struggling in a relationship, to ask for an improved relationship, but put no stipulations on it. That improved relationship might be with this person, or it might be not. And so that's what I did. I remember sitting in this car and crying. I was driving back from the grocery store and just giving it up and saying, I just want an improved relationship, a true, just the highest form, whatever that means. And I surrender it, if it's with her, if it's not. And I let it go. And I don't remember the timeline of things, but it was not that long after that I overheard her, because I was still hoping that it would be with her. And I overheard her on the phone talking with this girl and saying how much she wanted to see her and cared about her and flirting with her. And that was when I realized it wasn't this, and again, ego felt all kinds of things. I'm not gonna front. Ego felt all kinds of shit about that, about hearing that conversation. Oh shit, I don't have any tissues. But the thing that I realized, and why I chose, because of that, to really, truly, fully surrender, and I'm sure that's part of what had to happen for me to do that, was that I didn't want her to be in a relationship with me if she felt that way for someone else. That doesn't seem, that's not what love is. If she felt these feelings for someone else, then she deserves to go pursue that. She deserves to go meet this girl and see and, find out what all that is about. And at the same time, I deserve, to not be an option. I deserve myself, first of all, and to, have the opportunity for whatever, a connection, a relationship with someone who chooses me fully, that we choose one another fully, because again, I accept my role in this. And I don't blame her. It was just that event that I was thinking of. It came back to me this morning. It came back to be felt, to be remembered, and to be expressed and understood as sort of this pivotal moment of, I had asked for some kind of sign, in a way, of, what do I do? Do I do anything? And that was my sign to let go, to just let it go, to realize fully that if she's not choosing me, she deserves to choose for herself. And so do I. So do I. And yeah. that we both deserve the hell yes, right? The mutual hell yes. And if it's not a mutual hell yes, then it's not. Then it's a no. It's a no for me, dog. It's a little pitchy. That just, yeah. And so it all came back, realizing she is gonna go and see this girl, and that I hope she has an amazing time. I really fucking do. Because I want for her to be happy. And I can't. Another person's happiness is not within anyone's control. And in fact, we, each of us individually, are the only ones in charge of our own happiness. It is entirely internal. It does not depend on external conditions. But yeah, I really hope she has a great time. And it reinforced that decision of why I chose that, because that's been coming up too the past couple of days, of, you know, having to trust that I made this decision, but the ego questioning, did I make a mistake? Did I whatever? And me, the higher me, myself in presence, saying, this is the path. Whatever happens, happens. This is the path. And that just, this memory reinforced to me why I made that decision and why I would actually make it again, because that was just the demonstration of it not being aligned the way that humanity is being asked to align now, the way that I am being asked to align with myself, with this highest, purest, true level of actual unconditional love. Unconditional, unquestioned. Yeah, and I believe now, I was understanding this also, that I feel my experience with this situation is a big part of why I have so much compassion for the Divine Masculine Collective, because they are going through very similar situations right now. I got a snot bubble I can feel. And perhaps that's, well, it's all aligned. It's all for a spectacular reason, but this, I know, is a part of why I am able to receive their feelings and just information about those situations so clearly, because I resonate, because I resonate with it, because I have absolute compassion for that, as frustrating and stubborn and confused as the masculine energy has been and is. I get it at a level, a very deep level, and I feel for them. I feel it, and so yeah, I just want to express that compassion for the masculine energy, which is within all of us again, and all of broader society and the collective. It's not just like individual people who ran. That's not it. And in fact, some of the runners are divine feminines. I would like to point that out. I feel compelled to point that out. Some of the chaser side, the side that did not run, are divine masculines. It's not always one way. It just depends on what lessons were being learned, essentially. But yeah, the masculine energy today is very anxious, and it's frustrated with itself as well. There's a lot of pain there. There's a lot of sadness. There are a lot of people. This is happening collectively. It's manifesting in every way that it possibly can, but there are a lot of people being faced with big change, with situations that were long term, whether it was work, family, an actual relationship, a living situation, people that have been friends, best friends for their whole life, all kinds of things that suddenly don't work anymore. Suddenly it's clear that something has to change, and it's a big change. It's an everything change. The lying, the lower octave experience of love and of connections, it doesn't work anymore. It's being phased out. It's no longer being supported by the universe. And so everything that was built on that level is just falling apart. It's falling away. That includes businesses too. There are going to be huge corporations that crumble over the next couple of months, certainly years. Whole structures within society, anything that was not based on full truth, essentially, which is not very much, honestly. I mean, that's why just a lot of stuff is going to fall away. All of these towers falling down because they weren't built at the level that we're being brought up to. And they couldn't be, we were learning, we were growing. Now we know, now we are learning a better way. And that means all of that stuff has to be let go and cleared out so that the stronger, improved, upgraded version, the truer version, can now be implemented. And I know that is what is taking place. I feel that with every fiber of my being. And every non-physical fiber, every quantum fiber knows that's what is happening. And it's happening for me. It's happening for you. It's happening for the entire collective. It's happening across the globe. All of Gaia herself is going through this process too. She is releasing and purging and removing aspects of herself that no longer serve her, no longer serve us, or the highest good. And yeah, those were just some thoughts, some feelings and emotions that I had a desire to express and communicate. And all I am doing is allowing the flow of this energy to take me where it takes me. That's all any of us can do, ever, but especially right now, is to just let be what bees. And when memories and emotions arise, not to fight them, to let them come through. And by expressing them, we tap into the present moment. We bring that power back to ourselves. We witness them from the place of presence when we let them flow. And then automatically things are moved up. They are transmuted. They are lifted to this higher level, this higher octave, this frequency, that's this space that we are holding. And yeah, everything is changing very quickly, faster than the 3D world really. It's struggling to keep up. It's and it's all kind of coming apart at the seams. That's a part of it. That's the bolts are rattling loose, and we got the new improved thing breaking free, which is really beautiful. It's the butterfly getting ready to come out of the cocoon. And yeah, I am looking forward to the lightness that is there and is imminent. I can still feel it. It's still the undercurrent. It's perpetual. It's the undercurrent of continual, eternal, promised well-being that is already. It's right now. I can sense it. I can feel it. And it's what's driving all of this transition. So that's it. just self-expression, documentation, felt compelled to share for my own sake, flowing with this energy and expressing some compassion for the divine masculine side. Yeah, there's a reason we call growing pains growing pains. There's a reason that growing in the physical form has some level of discomfort involved. It's not suffering, it's only suffering when you resist it. But it is natural to experience some discomfort, some pain in the stretching. That contrast is important. Contrast is always important and always a thing that we desire. It gives us great clarity and is the most incredible thing about this plane of existence. The contrast here is the most visceral and intense and contrasty in all of existence, and that's what drives the tremendous amount of expansion and growth that is possible here. We are literally expanding the universe. That's why it's growing, because of our experiences of life in contrast. But it doesn't have to be suffering. Pain can serve us. Every emotion, every experience can be witnessed and experienced from the place of presence, where we know it's serving us, it is to our benefit. And then we are appreciating. We're actually in the appreciative mode, in the receiving mode, the flowing mode, flowing with our own energy. And then pain, even itself, is not so painful. It changes flavor. It takes on a different tint. That is the power of presence. That is the power of our perspective. And that is our divine spiritual birthright as eternal, deliberate creators. That's what we're here to do. That's all I got. I'm going to go meditate. Have a beautiful morning, my lovely collective. You are fantastic. You are exactly as you should be and exactly on time. And I love you.